Hello, readers, writers, and all-around book lovers. My name is Brady Longmore. I'm an independently published author, and this is The Writing Lair. If you're a fan of the paranormal, mysterious, and the dark kind of ghosts and stuff like that, you found the right place, and welcome you to The Writing Lair. We like to talk about reading, writing, and scary stuff. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for coming back and watching another episode of The Writing Lair. Today's episode, well, it's been a couple weeks, I think, a few weeks since I laid down an episode of The Writing Lair. So let's get this one going. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. All right, again, thank you for being here. If this is your first time joining me here in the Writing Lair, like I said, if you like the dark and the mysterious and the paranormal legends and adventure, then you found the right place. We're probably kindred spirits. I invite you now to like and subscribe, and I really appreciate you helping out a starving artist. Like I said, my name is Brady Longmore. I'm an independently published author. I have 4 books out currently. I'm working on book number 5, and I hope to have that out in publication very soon. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Today's episode, though, I wanted to discuss, I actually had a direct request. Someone wanted to know about Kindle Unlimited and how it works for authors, and is it worth it? So that's what I want to talk about a little bit. So if you're here for scary stories, I'm sorry, you might have to wait till the next episode, but you might find this interesting. So I invite you to stick around. But if you're an author, a first-time author especially, and or if you're thinking of publishing a book, and you've heard of this Kindle Unlimited, or Amazon KU they call it for short, I'll just give you a little overview of what it is. So KU, or Kindle Unlimited, is a feature of Amazon, and it's for readers and authors. And it's basically, I call it the Netflix of books. So someone who really likes to read, usually, they pay, I can't remember what it costs. I'm going to say $10 a month or $12 a month or something like that. So they pay a monthly subscription fee, just like you would Netflix or Hulu or something like that. But it gives you access to like literally millions of books and unlimited access. So if you're a subscriber, you could hypothetically read like 50 books a day. If you're a speed reader and you could read that fast, you could read as many books as you want. As long as you pay that monthly subscription, you have full access to this library of ebooks that's on your Kindle. So there's a lot of there's people that are really voracious readers that belong to this Kindle Unlimited, and they really read a lot. I'm going to tilt my camera down a little bit. I'm showing too much of my ceiling. So it's great for them. They get to read all these books, and but for authors, from the author angle, how does this work? So I got a little piece of paper here. I described what it is. Okay, when you're an author and you publish through Amazon, you get to your indie author. It's usually a lot of indie authors are in this, but you get to select whether you want to be a part of this or not. So to be in Kindle Unlimited, you are basically signing a contract to be exclusive through Amazon. Your book is not to be found anywhere else except for on Amazon, except for the paperback. Kind of, you can sell author copies, but without getting into a bunch of technicalities, you're exclusive through Amazon, and your book is made available in this vast library of Kindle ebooks for these subscribers, and they can subscribe to your book. It's weird. My computer wants to fall asleep. while I'm doing this. I shouldn't do that, right? I should realize I'm busy. I'm doing something. I'm actually recording. Yes, I am. Okay. So I took some notes here. Let's see, where was I? Okay, so you have to be exclusive, and the contract renews every 90 days. So unless you speak up and say something and give Amazon written notice that you want out of your Kindle Unlimited contract, it just renews every 3 months, every 90 days. So your book's in there, and here's basically some of the pros and some of the cons that I've noticed. So I'm in it. I'm a member of Kindle Unlimited, and there's a big move kind of in the indie author community right now to get out of Kindle Unlimited, to go wide. They call it going wide, and going wide means you're not beholden to anyone. You're on Amazon. You're on Apple Books. You're on Kobo is another one. All these different distributors can sell your ebook, and there's a lot of indie authors out there that are finding a lot of success by going wide and getting out of the Kindle Unlimited game. So that's a personal decision, and I might do it eventually. I'm not ready to make that step yet because I'd like to try it, but there's some things I need to get in place first. I don't think I'm quite ready to go wide. I don't quite think I have. I need to write like 1 or 2 more books, and then I think I'm ready. So, my advice for new authors, if you have not published before, you're just getting ready to publish your first book, you're an indie author, Kindle Unlimited is a great way, I think, to get your name out there and to be discoverable by readers without them having to make. They're allowed to take a chance on you. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah, you know what? It's stupid o'clock in the morning right now. I've been up all night. I'm pulling an all-nighter, so if I'm a little goofy, I apologize. But, people don't want to part with their money and buy a bad book. In Kindle Unlimited, they can give you a try. They can download your book onto their Kindle and give you a try. It's risk-free for them. They're already paying a monthly subscription, so they can read your book, and so that gives them the chance to give you a try, get your name out there. It might not make you a ton of money, and then again, it might actually do pretty good for you. So the author actually gets paid. So the Kindle is a device that hooks up to the internet, and Amazon knows how many pages are read. So if you're in Kindle Unlimited and you download a book and you start reading it, every time your Kindle hooks up is around Wi-Fi signal or whatever, it reports to Amazon, hey, 30 pages were read of this book today. Amazon has an algorithm, they have a formula, and the author gets paid for every page. It's like 2 cents a page or something. I can't remember. It works out to it doesn't sound like a lot. But what I've noticed is if someone borrows my book or uses my book, one of my books on Kindle Unlimited, if they read the whole thing, and by the time I get paid for all 5, my books are like 500 pages. So when I get paid, I've actually make a little more money than I would have if I just sold the download outright. So Kindle Unlimited can be a good way to make some money. And there's a lot of indie authors out there that will tell you that they're like half their royalties come from Kindle Unlimited. That's not uncommon. There was a time I was making a lot, like Kindle Unlimited was like a huge portion of my royalties. It's tapered off, and I think, and that's when I'm going to get into the cons a little bit here. But so pros, number 1, it's a good way for readers to discover new authors risk-free. And you get these page reads and you get a little report, and it tells you every day. You can check every day how many people read how many pages of your book. It's like I checked a little while ago before midnight, and I was like, I think I had like a few hundred page reads yesterday, tonight, whatever. it's not like breaking records, but it's nice. That's money. That's a little bit of royalties for me. And there's been times where I've had a few thousand page reads, and that's great. That's significant. Getting up there in the thousands. So that's pretty good. So page reads can add up, and if people are reading your book and people are leaving ratings for it, and it's starting to pick up a little steam, Amazon will promote it. They'll start sending out emails to people. Hey, we noticed, we noticed you're a big fan of Indiana Jones. Well, here's an action adventure book written by an author named Brady Longmore that you might find interesting. Because Amazon knows your likes, and it's kind of scary, but they do. They know your likes, they know your tastes, so that they'll send out emails, or they'll be like, hey, we noticed you read a Stephen King book lately and really liked it. There's an author named Brady Longmore who wrote a horror novel called The Summoning that you might like. So that's kind of how it works, and that's nice. It's funny because I've gotten emails from Amazon trying to sell me my own books sometimes, because the algorithm just automatically sends it out. So it's kind of cool because I know that I'm not the only one getting those emails. And I'm like, oh, there's Amazon promoting me. Okay, if I wasn't in that KU, if I wasn't in Kindle Unlimited, I don't think that would be happening. So that's one of the benefits to being in KU. So there's another one. And then another good pro for being in Kindle Unlimited is being able to run a sale within every 90-day block when your contract renews. For every book you have, you can run a 7-day promotion or a 7-day sale. And during that sale, it's called a Kindle countdown deal. And so next to your book, this little clock appears like tick, tick, tick. And they promote it a little bit. You can promote it and send out email blasts and promote it on Facebook and stuff. And people, when they click on your page, they'll see it's counting down. They'll see like, oh, this book's only on sale for 45 more minutes, and they see this little clock counting down. That's one of the features, and it's actually kind of works pretty well. People see that they're running out of time. But one of the good things about the countdown deal, now here's another thing about Amazon. So Amazon requires you to charge a certain amount for your ebook, because what Amazon does is they take a cut. So they're like the publisher, you're the author. They take a percentage of the royalties, and it's usually 70-30. The author takes 70. Don't get that mixed up. So the author gets 70% of every sale, and Amazon takes a 30% cut, as long as you don't charge less than $2.99 for an ebook. If you start charging less than that, then the percentages change. And I should have looked it up before I started recording, but it gets less. Your percentage is less when you charge less. So you have to charge at least $2.99 for your book in order to get that 70%. You charge less than $2.99, your percentage, it drops off like kind of hugely, to quote a former president of the United States. Very hugely, okay? Like I said, it's stupid o'clock in the morning right now. But during this, when you run a promotion, a Kindle countdown deal, you can charge 99 cents, or you can charge a very low price, and for that, during that promotional time, you get to keep that 70% cut, and that can add up. If you're really promoting well and advertising well, and you get a really good promotion, I do 99-cent sales every once in a while, not a ton. But once in a while, I will do a 99-cent sale on one of my books. And when I do, and I sell several hundred, getting 70% of that is a lot better than getting like 40% or whatever the alternative is. So that can add up too. So that's kind of a cool feature, the countdown deal and keeping your big percentage. So that's some of the pros. So what about some cons? Flip my paper over here. Some of the cons might be, you actually might be losing out on some sales and discoverability by not being wide. To me, that's not as big a deal if you're a first-time author and you've got like your first book out there. I, in my opinion, going wide with one book, you don't even have a series. It's just one standalone book. Like my first book, The Summoning, a standalone horror book. Going wide with that probably wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference for me, in my opinion. I have to try and find out, but that's my opinion. But anyway, going wide, yeah. If you have a series, if you're starting to get a lot of fans, you've got some momentum. Maybe you've got a continuing series going on, and you're making a lot of good sales. Maybe going wide will just bust that dam right open, and it is working for a lot of authors. And I'd like to give it a try. And I can always come back to Kindle Unlimited. I could go wide for a while and then come back. Be kind of a pain, but getting all your books off the other platforms, and back onto Amazon. But you could do it. Another con that I've heard is readers in Kindle Unlimited. A lot of readers, even when you give away your book for free, there's a lot of authors that do free giveaways. I see them, which I've never tried. I might try a free book someday, but I just haven't. But from what I've heard on Twitter and stuff from other authors is it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. But readers who get a book for free tend to be more harsh when they review it. So I've talked to a lot of authors who said if you do a free giveaway, be prepared for some harsh criticism. And I thought that's interesting. If it's free, they don't value. It's kind of like, it's almost like this life philosophy. People tend to not value the things that they didn't pay for or had to work for or they got for free. Isn't that interesting? Even a book. They might, but if they paid good money, they paid out of their own good money for it. Maybe they don't want to admit to themselves they didn't like it as much. I don't know. But that's one thing that I thought was interesting that I've found out. So kind of an interesting phenomenon. And then one thing I've noticed, now I've been published since 2016. So when I first started, man, my book went crazy in Kindle Unlimited. Selling, it's just, I was getting a lot of page reads. But and I've been researching this, and Kindle Unlimited, so many authors and people are jumping into the pool, so to speak, jumping into the game, that it's become, a lot of people are saying that it's become oversaturated. And I have noticed a drop-off in page reads. I still get them, but there's been a drop-off, and it's not as easy to collect those page reads as it used to be. I used to be able to just like advertise on Facebook for a few days and watch my page reads go, and it's not that easy anymore. So readers are becoming more discriminating, perhaps, and or they're just such an inundated amount, or Kindle Unlimited is inundated with so many new authors, and the readers are just, there's just too much. There's just too much, and so it's become oversaturated with books. So what do you do? What do you do? Your book's one of millions, and you've got to get it noticed. So that's becoming kind of one of the new conundrums for self-published authors, is how do I get my book noticed out of all these millions? And there's some people with some ideas, and going wide happens to actually be one of those solutions. For me, I noticed advertising helps. So I used to get page reads without having to spend any money. I could always I could advertise and then sit and not spend money. I could post on Facebook, post on Twitter, post on Instagram, and sit around and be a kind of a skinflint and still get page reads, still get sales. But those days are over. It's not that easy anymore. So I've found that now I have to spend money to make money. So you'll have to, that's always been the case to make sales, but to get page reads wasn't so much the case. Well, it's becoming the case now. I've noticed that if I'm not constantly promoting or advertising my books, and that means spending advertising money, I don't get any page reads, I don't get any sales. So that's a harsh reality, folks. Fellow authors, fellow writers out there, I'm laying down the skinny for you right now. The writing world right now, the independent published writing world right now, from my perspective, is if you're not spending money, you're not advertising, you're not promoting, and spending money to do it, you're not going to get sales, you're not going to get page reads, and that's just the harsh reality. But the good news is, okay, don't be disheartened. The good news is that to me, for me, that stuff does work still. Okay, when I'm spending money, I'm making money. I'm just not making as much because of the profit margin. But you can still advertise, and if you know what, if you research and learn the marketing of this game, you can still make money doing this. And and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm still working. I've worked full time doing something else. I'm not a full-time author. That's my goal. I'm trying to get there, and I think I will. But I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I still got a long road to hoe. So, guys, that's it for Kindle. That's all my notes I got written down. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to give you a quick update too on what's been going on with me. Let me see where we're at time-wise. Yeah, it's time for me to get off of here. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been facing some writer's block lately. I've really been struggling the last few months to finish my book I'm working on, and I've been saying I'm busy. I'm trying to make it perfect. The reality is I think I've been suffering from a form of writer's block because I'm at the end of the book and I'm just kind of like, man, I don't know where to go from here. So the good news is I'm starting to climb out of that. I think I know where I'm going, and I think I'm ready to finish this book. I'm at 145,000 words. My goal when I set out writing this book was to be to finish at 150,000. So I'm 5,000 words away from my word count goal. I guarantee I'm probably going to go over that. But maybe after editing and trimming, I'll be able to back it back down. But that's where I'm at. I want to publish in October. It's now beginning of September, so I'm running out of time to do that. But the good news is, like I said, I think I finally know where I'm going and how to finish this book. So I appreciate everyone's patience. I appreciate everyone's support. Sorry, shouldn't have had that taco. You guys, I really appreciate it, and everyone's being patient, and everyone's being supportive, and waiting for this next book to come out. And I promise you, I am working on it. I am trying. It's coming, slowly but surely. I'm getting there. Also, I wanted to point out one thing that I have been doing new on this channel. If you haven't seen it yet, I've only got one out so far, but I'm calling them 1-minute book reviews. So doing a book review, these quick little 1-minute book reviews, like a YouTube short. I've just got to figure out how to make them into a short. But I think I've figured it out. But I've got one up now so far. I did a 1-minute book review of Stephen King's Salem's Lot. So check that out, and stay tuned for more of those if you like them. Quick 1-minute book reviews. So I'm going to stop doing book reviews at the end of these videos as much. Maybe I still will, but right now I'm going to focus that onto their own little videos, book reviews. Maybe I'll even start doing movies and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of The Writing Lair. I appreciate everyone who came along. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you found that it was useful, and you'd like more content and like me to be able to keep doing this channel, I invite you again, please like and subscribe. Help support a starving artist. And we'll get another video coming, sorry with the eyes. My contacts are drying out. Anyway, with that, I bid you farewell for now. And until we see each other again, I wish you all happy reading.